start. Okay, you can get it rattled a bit. It's okay, but so this is how the motor's fitted on. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. The fan is with a tiny screw, tiny screw, difficult to see but it is a tiny screw. Need to get that out so I can see what's going on with the bearing. So that's the washer with the felt pad underneath it prized out of the way. That's the rubber spacer removed, so you can see the bush. The only way that top cap will come off is to Dremel the little nibs off to get at the bush. What I'm going to do is to the little nibs either Dremel off or file off the little nibs to be able to get the rotor out. Right, remove the motor. And what I've done is I've tried to get that disc out there, to get that bush out. Great difficulty. I'm not sure I'm going to pull it out. I'm attacking it from the other end. So I've knocked over the tabs holding in the bracket at the end here so that I can get the back bearing out and possibly the rotor out from the back end. Just to get it out. That's it. Should come out now. It comes. So this is the bottom bearing. So here we have the bottom bearing. Just going to come out. And actually the rotor's going to come out with it, I think. No, it doesn't. Okay. Right, okay. So that's the bottom bearing out, and there we can see the rotor. What a job. Okay. There's a bush. You see now, got the bottom bearing out. There's the rotor, which I can get out from this end. And I can then change the bush at the other end. So there, now the rotor out. I can knock that cap out at the other end and remove the bush, hopefully. So I can knock that cap out now and change the bush, hopefully. I've just checked the bottom bush and that seems okay. I'll just clean it out and lubricate it, so there'll be no need to change that. Small sliver of metal came out when I took it apart, so that might be the thing that's causing it to seize up now and again. It looks as if the bush will just push out. Down there. Without removing that cap, I think the bush will just be able to push it out if I manage to press it out somehow. Yeah, the bush is loose, so we should just push out or pull out. If I find out which way, I think it goes. I think it pushes in to remove it. So the top bush just pushes through from the top, just pushes through, out it comes, out it pops. Right, so that's the top bush out. So it will push back in that way and be grabbed by those little fingers that are inside. The shaft diameter is 4 millimeters, so I need to measure out a diameter of the bush to see if I can replace the bush with perhaps a bearing. 8.85 millimeters. I think that's maybe a bit over there. That's not in the middle. That's it. .83 millimeters outside diameter. So 4 millimeters inside diameter, 9 millimeters outside diameter, the bush. And the other bush is the same at the other end, at the non-drive end. So what I've done is polished the bush up inside. I had it picked up using a carbon fibre brush. Just rotate it round, cleaning that up. I've used this fiberglass brush to to actually clean up the bush inside, polish it up. I've also polished up the shafts on the rotor. There you see the other bush on the non-drive end side there. That's fine. So got to put it all back together again. Right, I've polished up the ragged edge of that crack the best I can. I hope that's not the problem. If the armature's cracked and swollen a bit, it could be, the air gap's so small, it could be the armature that's dragging as it goes round and jamming, not the bearings. I cleaned up this crack best I can on the rotor. If the rotor's swollen, then that could be catted on the stator and causing the jam now and again, and not the bearings. I can see a slight scratch. Let's go back a bit. Around the middle. That's might be where it's been picking up, where the crack is. There's the crack. There's the crack. There's a scratch just round the middle there. That's where it might have been picking up and jamming. The most difficult part now is to get this on in the correct position so that the bearings are lined up, and turn over the little nibs so that it is in the correct position. Otherwise the rotor's going to hit the stator if that's not lined up properly. Motor is now reassembled. Ready to fit back in, so it's lubricated, reassembled. Let's see what happens now. Right. All back together, ready to power up. It's needing a bit of a push to start it. Using this depth gauge, I've found out now, using this little depth gauge, I haven't got the cap on completely symmetrical around the top. It was not level, so I need to get the motor back off and level that cap up. It's a little bit tight to start, but once it starts it'll run. Just check the start capacitor whilst I've got it disconnected. Just check the start capacitor whilst I've got it disconnected. Check across it. 1 microfarad, so that's okay.